Stories of Revival. At the annual gatherings of the British Keswick Conventions in 1904, there was a growing sense of the mighty outpouring of the Holy Spirit was on the horizon. Many Keswick speakers reported Christians were surrounding themselves deeply to Christ and committing themselves to pray for revival. Among those speakers was Seth Joshua, an evangelist who conducted many of his meetings in neighbouring Wales. Christians in Wales had witnessed a rapid spread of worldliness, humanistic philosophy, producing a deepening effect of churches in them lands. A church leader observed, "While the church sleeps, the enemy busily sows tares amongst the wheat. Nothing short of the outpouring of the Spirit on high will uproot them and save our land from becoming prey from atheism and ungodliness." In response to the condition around them, Welsh pastors began praying intensively. And as they prayed, a small group claimed the experience of God's powers in their preaching as they challenged the congregation. Among the group was Pastor Joseph Jenkins, who pastored a church in Newquay, Cardiganshire. Pastor Jenkins's Newquay church was among the first stirred by the touch of revival. The pastor had organised a special conference in January 1904. Where many of the church began to experience personal revival. The spirit of revival continued under the preaching of Seth Joseph. Later that year, Seth Joseph preached in Blenheim. During this meeting, students from the nearby Methodist Academy attended. Among these students was Evan Roberts. At the pre-breakfast meeting on Thursday, September the 29th, the evangelist concluded, crying out in Welsh, "Lord, bend us." Evan Roberts later recalled that morning he explained, "It was the Spirit that put an emphasis of bend us." "That is what you need," said the Spirit to Evans. Evans began to praying, "Oh Lord, bend me." The next meeting that morning was scheduled at 9 o'clock. Several students prayed aloud when they had the opportunity. Roberts himself knelt with his hands stretched out. Perspiration soaked his shirt as he agonized over committing himself to God. Finally prayed aloud, "Bend me, bend me, bend me." Later that day, Seth Joseph made an entry in his journal, recalling what the young man had said to God. Evan Roberts felt himself overwhelmed with the love of God. A verse that he had learned immediately came to mind. But God demonstrates his love towards us. And in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. The motto of the Revival of Wales was born out of Robert's experience of that day. Bend the church and save the world. Evan Roberts' fellowship with God grew following the conference. He spent hours engaged in personal study, prayer and worship. Though still only in his 20s, Evan Roberts was about to become God's agent to carry the spirit of revival through his homeland.